Alright, so I got the front bumper yanked off. So it's out of the way. And I am currently trimming to fit this winch cradle in here. I want to get it as far back in there as I can, which is getting pretty close to right now. Just got a little bit farther till I get towards the radiator. I don't want to get too close to the bottom of the radiator. You can see that on here right now. It's going to get lighting starting to suck out here. So yeah, at this distance here, about 3 inches to the radiator. But this is where it was. So you can see I've moved it back 7 inches. So I moved that back about 7 inches, so that's going to do a lot for my approach angle. You can see how tight that is tucked in there right now. So my plan here is to use this cradle mount. It's kind of the basis of my bumper. Kids over there playing. I'm going to use this angle here. It goes back towards the truck and it goes up. So I'm going to use that angle there to continue. I'm going to plate that all the way out to the corners. Same thing over here, plate that out to the corners at that angle. And use this as my base of my front bumper. Alright, you see what I'm doing here. I'm cutting that off across the top. That's going to work out. So I can cap the top of that. So my next step is just get that bolt out of there. Right there. And get all this piece cut out. And get ready to round the corner here with my front bumper. Alright, so I got all that cut out of there. So now I'm going to turn this corner here. And we're going to go 11.5 inches back to here. Just going to cut it square for right now. Tack it on here, and then I'll follow this radius from the wheel well down. Alright guys, this is a piece of 1/4 inch plate that I sourced from Steel City in Panama City, Florida. I can't remember what I paid for it now. It was like maybe 129 bucks or something, but it's 1/4 inch and it was 4 foot by 8 foot. I had them break it in half for me so it was manageable. It's a really, really heavy piece of steel. I actually had to have my neighbor come over here and help me get it up on these sawhorses this morning. I just couldn't do it. But all the cutting I've been doing on this is the second half of the plate that I used to fab up all my suspension brackets and everything, track bar mount, radius arm mounts and everything. I've done all my cutting with this with Sawzall. Reason being, number one, I don't have my own torches. Number two, I don't have a plasma cutter. Number three, I don't know anybody that has a plasma cutter. But the real reason was I went over to my dad's house and I used his oxyacetylene torches. I cut out some of my suspension brackets and I just wasn't happy how the edges were. It would involve a lot of grinding, a lot of work to get them to have nice tight fit up. So I've been using Sawzall. I'm burned through a lot of blades, but you know, it gets me nice, clean, pretty straight cuts. And it's pretty controllable. It just takes a little bit of time. So that's how I've been doing it, and that's how I'm going to continue to do it because, well, damn it, it worked. So eyes and ears, gloves, just because. You notice me working the Sawzall back and forth like that. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to avoid creating a hot spot just on one spot of the blade. Trying to get as much out of the blade as I can. You're still going to develop a hot spot, but I'm using the Milwaukee blades. I think they're think they're 12 tooth per inch. 14 tooth per inch. So they're doing pretty good. Doesn't help that it's about 90 degrees out here today. This is what I meant about getting good tight fit ups when you use the Sawzall instead of a torch. If I would have cut this with a torch, you know, I don't care how good you are with an oxyacetylene torch, you can't get fit ups like that without doing a bunch of grinding. So, alright, so this is where I'm at so far. I got that bottom piece put on there, like that, at an angle. So now I'm going to make a cardboard template for this piece here. And what I've been using for cardboard templates are these display boards from Walmart. Just a big giant chunk of white cardboard. They work really good just for cutting out templates and stuff. Alright, how am I going to figure this out? Take my whiteboard here, I'm going to measure out 3.5. Now it's got to be at least 8.25. Just for grins, I'm coming to 9 inches, so I got plenty of extra here. Take my razor knife and cut that out. I'm sure there's some guys that have been to fab school or whatever and look at me like, look at this guy, he's an idiot, he doesn't know what he's doing. But this is how I do it, man. And it's worked for me every time. So figure out the angle that I want. Right here. So this is going to stop right here. I'll come here on the back side. There's my angle. Cut that out. My template. Hold it in place. I can tell here that my angle is off a little bit. So what I'm going to do is come up here and mark it. Corner to my new mark. Retrim that.